Today we're looking at the best lands that come into play tapped. We're going to start off with Aoli Washington's suggestion, Cloud Post. Cloud Post it's a locust land. Not many locusts out there, but there's enough of them to make it dangerous. Now it comes into play tapped, but tapped at 1 mana to your mana pool for each locust in play. So this thing compounds the more Cloud Posts you have in play. Keep copying these cards, people. Keep copying these cards. Next up, we've got Steve Cooper wants Mirror Pool. Mirror Pool. This also is quite a good card. Enters the battlefield, tapped at. Add a colorless. Help you cast them Eldrazi's out there. And also for a colorless and 2 generic, sacrifice the Mirror Pool to copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. But I think one of the most effective, most popular modes on this card is the last one for a colorless 4 generic. Sack it to create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. So do you want more creatures on the battlefield? Well, just make some of your lands mirror pools and you got extra creatures. Activate, and you can activate it at instant speed. It's beautiful. A very, very beautiful card. First super chat of the day from Little MX Doom. We have Lityara Mirror Lake. Lityara Mirror Lake is a land that comes into play tapped out of blue. Oh, but it's a Simic land. Green, green, blue for N2 generic. Sack it to create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. So the slower version of the Mirror Pool. Also, I would say, in some sense, way more mana intensive because you have to be in green. But basically the same thing. All right, but it also taps for blue. All right. By default, it adds far superior mana to the Mirror Pool. Next up, we've got John with Lotus Field. This card is so much more powerful than I thought it was going to be. I mean, okay, it's got hexproof, enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you gotta sack 2 lands. Tap to add 3 mana of any one color. Like, there was already a card like this that existed. It was Lotus something, or Lotus, there was some other field. There was like a card that was like the same thing, but no hexproof. You know, I figured, okay, this card has some potential, but it ended up being above and beyond what I could expect to see play in Titan, sees play in the what is that stupid dig through time combo deck? The Hidden Strings combo deck in Pioneer. So it's got a lot. Yeah, Lotus Field. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't put it as far as it danger. Lotus Field by itself, not very impressive. You got to pair it with things like Amulet of Vigor. You got to untap it with Hidden Strings, and you got a powerful mana engine going on over here. Oh, Lotus Veil was the OG one. It's very funny. Wizards, they just change like one word on an old card, and yeah, it's borderline broken. It's just funny that way. Funny how that works, huh? Huh, fellas? Little Deadfly wants to get a super. The Cathedral of War. Is that the Exalted thing? I think it's the Exalted card. Enters the battlefield tapped. You can add a colorless 1 generic mana, and it has Exalted. All right, there you go. You like Exalted, do you, Little Dead Fly? Exalted, you like to attack with 1 singular creature, perhaps with a bunch of equipment. You get an extra +1/+1 out of it. Next up, I don't think Svelu Knight Temple any good. Svelu Knight Temple. I could swear this card sucks, but I don't remember. Comes into play tapped out of blue. Sack it to add 2 blue. That's actually great. Wow, it's like Crystal Vein for blue. I swear I've accidentally searched for this card a million times. I didn't know it was this good. Yeah, it adds blue mana and you can tap it, you can sack it. It looks like a CEDH staple. So not CEDH, sorry, an EDH staple, not CEDH. This might be a little slow for CEDH. Might be a little slow. Especially since those CEDH players, they like to win on like turn 3 if possible. If possible. All right, next up, let's take Magnum Opus Gold, taking a safe route here with the Golgari Rot Farm. All the Karoo lands. Enters the battlefield tap, but when it enters, return a land you control to its owner's hand. I don't know. I think the noobs This is one of that. This is that like meme where there's two hands shaking, and it's a hand shaking between the pros and the noobs. And in the middle, they're both agreeing on Golgari Rot Farm. Now, the pros love Golgari Rot Farm for the Amulet decks because you play Amulet of Vigor and all your permanents that enter the battlefield. If they were to come into play tap, they're untapped, or if you play Spelunking. So this is just like a soul land to them. Now, to the noobs, they love Golgari. I'm sorry if maybe I should call them the casual players. It's too late, though. They like Golgari Rot Form because it, like, increases the density of lands in their deck, and maybe that works, where they're like, okay, I don't need to play as many lands in my deck because I got the Golgari Rot Farm. So, like, it's like, if I have a basic Swamp and a Golgari Rot Farm in my hand, that's like 3 mana. It's like 3 mana in my hand. Bounce lands are duels that basically draw a card when it ends. See, there we go. That's the mentality. The bell curve. Yeah, the bell curve meme for both sides. But anyway, they get to the same result. Okay, little MX Doom, what do you got for us now? You want Crows and Verge can grab 2 non-basics. What do we got here? It's another ETB land, because they're all supposed to be like that. Tap it out of colorless, or you can pay 2 tap, sack it, search your library for a forest card and a plains card, put on the battlefield tap. That is very fancy. Fancy way of ramping. It's a ramp on the land itself. Highly unusual. Is this new? Came out Midnight Hunt. That was 2021. Oh, it's almost like 5 years ago. 4 to 5 years ago. Next up, we've got Anfadiaz with Avendo. The Waking Haven. A very new land. What do you think on those planet lands? Some are neat, some are not. I mean, it's hard to tell because some of them are the power is based on their station, and can you get the station online? So this tap land and can tap for a green, and if you can get it to 12 plus, enter, what is it called? Power. You have to charge it up. 12 plus charge counters. Add a green for each creature you control. Oh, sorry, you have to pay a green. That's a bit weird. I gotta pay a green to get green? Okay, pay 1 green, tap this to get a green for each creature you control. Why do they have that clause there? Why did they do that, chat? What was the point of that? How do I do this properly? Why would they do that, chat? They're making me pay the green. Like, I already charged it up to 12. Like, why do I have to work anymore? Just turn into Guy's Cradle. Did it really have to be that different? I don't think it had to be that different at all. Okay, Stranger Candy, Shelldog Isle. Remember, Avendo for the people who are trying to get a Guy's Cradle on a discount. Shelldog Isle, a tap land with Hideaway, and when it comes into play tapped, when it does, look at the top 4 cards of your library, remove 1 of them face down and put the rest on the bottom, so it's card advantage. Tap, add a blue to your mana pool, and pay blue, tap. You may play the removed card without paying its mana cost if a library has 20 or fewer cards in it. It's for those mill players out there. Mill them down and strike them out. Actually, what ends up happening is they just have more mill under their Shelldog Isle. Just, it gets worse before it gets better. That's all I'm going to say about it. Violence says, if it's your only forest, it might be bad for this balance somehow if they let you do this. Oh, what, on the Avendo? If it's your only forest? It might be. Okay, next up, we got Trisaro. Oh, another Windbrisk Heights. The Hideaway. It's time to uncover the Hideaway lands. This one has Hideaway 4. Also, this tap land has Hideaway 4 and also taps for a white. For a white tap, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. If you attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn, very easy to pull off, especially if you're a Death and Taxes deck, you're like an aggro deck. I think some early versions of Boros Energy were playing this card. I don't remember though. But pretty easy to throw in there and very good value. Next, we got another super chat from Little MX Doom. Restless Cottage. anyone earthbending these? I don't think so. But why would you? It turns into a creature, doesn't it? So a tap land that taps for black or green, and for 4 mana, Restless Cottage becomes a 4/4 black and green horror creature. Until end of turn, it's still a land. When the it's not Courage Cottage. Whenever Restless Cottage attacks, create a food token and exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. So it's like a little bit of a scavenging ooze, scavenging stuff and turning into food for you. Mapius, Valakut. The Molten Pinnacle. Whatever happened to Valakut? It's sort of fallen off. It's still around, though. It's still powerful. Enters the battlefield tapped, and you only need 1. It's good for those commander players. Whenever a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, if at least 5 other mountains, if you control at least 5 other mountains, you may have Valakut. The Molten Pinnacle deals 3 damage to target creature or player. It also taps for a red. So you got, you need 6 You need 6 mountains in play. Sometimes Valakut itself is a mountain. If there's a Dryad of the Elysian Grove in play, and you can blast somebody for a huge chunk of damage. Hexenort, Port of Carfell. This is a tap land. Taps for a blue, and also for 6 mana. Taps, sack it, mill 4 cards, and return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And it doesn't need to be the cards that got milled. You could even personally mill a card, or you just dump a card into the graveyard through discard and then reanimate it. So a little reanimation power on the Port of Carfell. It's a bit expensive though, because what's it called? It's 6 mana plus tapping and sacrificing your port. Could be worse though. Next we've got, oh, poor John. Oh no. The OP in the Lumbra combo deck. Never heard of it, but I don't doubt it. Okay, we're gonna donate your. Well, you get another one, John. You throw out another one. Until then, we're gonna give that super chat to Dominic Pointer with the Bajuka Bog. That's almost like a staple in every deck. If you have not heard of the Bajuka Bog, you got to get it in there. You got to get, and anyone can play this card, by the way. A tap land. When this land enters, exile target player's graveyard. Also tap to add a black. That actually makes me wonder, can I play this card? I'm a Merfolk player. Is it? I have very little black in my deck. I'm a blue Merfolk player. I could just randomly splash this thing. Of course, you can't do it because of color identity and Commander, but outside of Commander, it doesn't matter. No, you can play. Can you play? No. Yeah, you can't play this in Commander because it says out of black. You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful. Hedgeman, Shifting Woodland. Bajuka Bog actually is the counter to the last card, the Port of Carfell. Everyone loves their graveyard, especially Shifting Woodland. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control forest. Disqualified, actually. So today's show has to be all lands. There is no other option to get them untapped. Like you can't be paying life. It can't be because you have 3 or less lands in play, or 2 or less lands in play, and it can't be because you have control of forest or an island or a creature. So yeah, this one gets disqualified. It's gotta be like these lands are coming to play tapped. There is no negotiations allowed. Voltland, Cryptic Spires. I guess so. Yeah, I guess this card enter the battlefield tapped. As you create your deck, circle 2 colors below. By the way, this is not legal. Is this legal in Legacy? How the hell does that work? Can I play this thing in it's legal in Legacy. As you create your deck, circle 2 of the colors below. Cryptic Spires enters tapped. Can I literally play this in like Legacy and Vintage? Is that legal? And like I have the circle around it, or is this like only limited only? It's not even saying that though. It's not like it's telling me that this is restricted to limited environments only. It's just a gate, but weird. Yeah, I totally agree. Of course, no one's gonna play this in Legacy. This is way too weak. But just the idea that this is legal is a bit weird. It's just strange. Yeah. So anyway, you can tap one of these 2 colors. Or one of the 5. 2 of the 5. Can you circle like above the sleeve so you can change the color every game? No, because it's very specific. Whoa, 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 Voltland. We got to read the card over again. As you create your deck, circle 2 of the colors below. Are you recreating your deck between rounds? That's cheating! That's cheating! You can't recreate your deck between rounds. We've got deck lists for a reason. Voltland, there's deck lists for a reason. Now, I know there's a lot of people, they don't like to pay attention to that fact when they play a tournament. I know people, they're not very good. When they're like 0-4, they start changing their deck up in tournaments. It's like a weird, it's like they're like cheating, but they're cheating with no stakes on the line. Okay, Bolt the Emolga Hedge Maze. Oh yeah, this, yeah. Some people say like every deck needs to have these if you have fetch lands. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 1, and that's surveilling 1. You know what? People say they see that land on top, they get to dump that land in the graveyard. Oh, feels so good. Or see that land when you need that land. Oh, feels so good. Okay, John gonna get a little redemption here because unfortunately lost the super chat. Crypt of Agadim. This is a tap land. Tap for a black. Pay 2, tap, add black. For each black creature card in your graveyard. That is sick. I like that card a lot. I think that's really cool. So if you can like self-mill yourself a little bit, or I don't know. I don't know how you're getting all the creatures in your graveyard, but that sounds like it can have big potential, super big potential if you're heavy on creatures. Next up, we've got Little MX Doom with the super chats. Axe Guard Armory. Last card, tutor on a land. So this is a tap land, adds a white, and for 4 mana, tap, sack it, search your library for an aura card or an equipment card, reveal them, and put into your hand, then shuffle your library. I think this is really clunky, to be honest. This seems like really, really... I mean, it's free. It's part of your mana base, so it's sort of free, but it's like... it's basically 5 mana, go get an equipment, put in your hand, and it's still not even on the battlefield. Okay, whatever. You super chatted, though, so... Whoever super chats makes the rules around here. Bob Talks Bridge. One of the greatest lurkers of Nikachu MTG Live. MMQ deletion lands like Hickory Woodlot or Borderline CD each player. Borderline? Oh yeah, these cards. No, I have I got the blue one in my deck. I don't remember what the hell it's called. Hickory Woodlot. Enters the battlefield tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. Depletion lands. And tap, remove a counter to add double green to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on it, you gotta sack it. So you get soul lands twice. Look, it's $6. You're just gonna have to trust me on it. It's $6. It'd be worthless if it was worthless, but it's not. There's also 1 printing. Random Age, the World Tree. Little MX Doom says, crazy how the Surveil lands just completely drop kick the Scry lands power level. Oh yeah, just did the drop kick. World Tree enters tapped, add a green. As long as you control 6 or more lands you control have add 1 mana of any color. And for double Woo Berg, sack your World Tree, search your library for any number of God cards, put them onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. If you ask me, that's probably GG. I'm pretty sure there's enough gods in the game now where like, you just assemble the Avengers and like it's game over. Because I know there's quite a few gods that give haste. And that's got to do something. Oh boy, Mystic Sanctuary. Oh yeah. I forget about this card every so often because it's banned in enough relevant formats. So when it enters the battlefield tapped, unless you control 3 or more... Oh, it's disqualified. There can't be any ifs and or buts about it entering the battlefield tapped. This one can end up being untapped. In fact, when it's untapped, it gets its amazing ability. So it's disqualified, old boy. Don't worry, old boy. You can try again. Adam with Amiria, the Sky Rune. this ETB land. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 7 or more planes, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's nice. Also tap to add a white to your mana pool. The longer the game goes, the flood... I want to make this rhyme somehow, but I can't. The more you flood... Watch out for it, bud. Moving on. Amira is a great card. We got gas station sushi. Well, which, by the way, I ate many times in Taiwan. I love the gas station sushi over there. Valgavoth's Lair. The sushi in Taiwan and Japan. I mean, it's amazing. It's actually super high quality, and it's like only like $2. I'm like, that's value. Anyway, this enchantment land, it has hexproof. And when it enters tapped, you choose a color. Tap to add 1 mana of the chosen color. For anyone who hates their lands getting blown up by Stone Rain and Pillage and Wasteland and Strip Mine. Wow, this is like the first land I can... Okay, not the first. There's also Lotus Field. That says screw you to Strip Mine. Next, we got Steve Cooper. Thank you very much for the super chat. Also a dono, Field of the Dead. How popular is Field... By the way, for the Commander players, how popular is this card in Commander? Oh, it's a game changer. I can see it's on the game changer list. All right, that says everything I need to know about Field of the Dead. Because I know it interacts in 60 card formats. When you look at Modern, you look at Pioneer, Brawl, you know. Why? Because it might be an ETB land, but it doesn't matter. You tap for colorless. That doesn't matter either, to be honest. This could be one of those lands that taps for nothing. But whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, which is not hard at all, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Very, very strong card. Basically, it's Grave Titan without the Grave Titan part. Without the 6/6 giant. Grave Titan minus giant equals Field of the Dead. Okay, next up. Got some... Oh, no, we have the donation. The donation from Steve Cooper. We'll give it to Dinglebag. Congratulations. What do you got for us today? Oran Reef. Oran Reef, the Vastwood. There's a lot of Oran Reef cards. For green token decks. A lot of people love tokens. Is Pedgeman even here today? Or maybe I saw Pedgeman earlier and I disqualified the card. Okay, Oran Reef, the Vastwood land. Enter the battlefield tapped. Tapped out a green. And also put a +1/+1 counter on each green creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Good for the token deck. Good for any deck, really. It's like a free +1/+1. Or I should say it's like free. Masticina is like, I'm assuming for Field of the Dead. But you gotta build around the card. Yeah, I know. So hard for those Commander players. Oh, so hard building around Field of the Dead. All these 1-ofs in my deck. Maybe it's not gonna happen. Maybe it's not gonna work. Okay, we'll give a card to Kano. Dak, more salvage. That's the Dredge land. Yeah, the tap land, add a black Dredge 2 for anyone that's scared of Dredge. That's why it's good. It's not bad. Even your land's Dredge. It's crazy. Next up, we've got Little MX Doom. I know I said my last one. Oh, yeah. There's always another one, isn't there? There's always another one. But I gotta shout out minus Morgul Dark Fortress plus a donut to chat. Okay, minus Morgul. Oh, Cabal Coffers. Okay. So I was like, I've never heard of minus Morgul, but I know what Cabal Coffers is. Pay 2 tap, add a black for each swamp you control. I actually haven't been keeping track. Were all your lands like lands that add black mana? Can't remember. This is the wrong card. Read. Minus more. Oh, Dark Fortress. There's a second one. Oh, You know what? I like. Okay, thanks for catching that. Otherwise, I would have completely missed. And also, yeah, that last one was disqualified. That one doesn't even enter the battlefield tapped. Minus Morgul, the Dark Fortress. It's going to get worse, by the way. Wizards is moving into this world of just reusing the same name. You know, there's like 20 Spider-Mans, so it's hard to be very specific about what we're talking about. So this tap land adds a black. It's also legendary. There's only one of them there. Oh, this is Lord of the Rings card. For 4 mana, tap, put a shadow counter on target creature. For as long as that creature has a shadow counter on it, it's a wraith in addition to its other types. You know, I feel like... Oh, hold on. A creature with shadow can block or be blocked only by creatures with shadow. Oh, okay. I was about to say that was a huge flavor fail. I thought it was going to be a huge flavor fail where, like, what, you gave the creature shadow and it doesn't have shadow, but then it specified it right at the end there. It's like turning into a wraith. Are all the wraiths have shadow? Then how the hell could they go get Frodo? Maybe I'm wrong though. So long, Bob talks bridge, giving someone a lesson in bridge, obviously. Okay, Felicia with Oz Corp Industries. Yeah, that's it. I guess that's it. Okay, land enters. It's a tap land. When the land enters from a graveyard, you lose 2 life. So what, we want to play it from our hand? We have tap, add a blue, black, or red. So it's a Grixis card. It's got Mayhem. You may play this card from your graveyard if you discarded it this turn. Ah, it's almost like Madness. Madness for lands. Okay, we have a super chat specifically for Pedgeman. And Pedgeman here is in chat. Redemption. When my main Kona tapper. What? I don't know how to pronounce these names. Adagaya Windswept Bastion. That's another state. It's a planet land. So it taps for a white. It's got station. We get the 12+ charge counters. We can pay 4, tap, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or enchantment you control, except it's legendary. It's a very special artifact or enchantment, but we can activate only as a sorcery. Double the artifacts, double the fun. Well, it's actually, you get to keep it. Yeah, we just keep doing this every single turn. This is actually, well, okay, you do have to charge this up to 12, but it's better than the other lands that were making creatures out of your battlefield. Very strong. Very, very strong. K Green, Meticulous Archive. Enters battlefield tapped. Oh, it's Surveil Land. Yeah, it's the blue-white one. The blue-white Surveil Land. Once you start surveilling, you can't go back. You can never see the world again. Lil MX Doom has a dono for chat. So who's gonna get the dono? I guess it's gonna be Old Boy. Oh boy! Midgar, City of Mako. This better be an amazing card. Okay, the land enters tap, just adds a black. Wow, that is so depressing. That's it? That's all Midgar, City of Mako does? Like, that's like the main thing in Final Fantasy VII. Okay, but it's got Reactor Raid as an adventure. For 3 mana, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. This sucks! Which, how do I say this is like one of the best lands that enter the battlefield tapped? Adds tap, like why? Speak your truth, oh boy! Explain yourself. Why is this card good? I can draw... Like, I don't even think paying 3 mana to sack my creature or artifact is even a good rate here. You can play it from exile later. May sack, then exile this card. You may play the land later from exile. Oh, okay, because it's an adventure land. This is really clunky. This is super clunky, old boy. Okay, that was a donation, so... You know, maybe I don't see the full potential of Midgar, City of Mako. But you know what? I don't need to. Because we're going to thank our sponsors today, starting with FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Midgar, City of Makos, amongst all my other tapped lands. You need Surveil lands. You want to turn your creatures on the battlefield. You need Station lands. look no further than FusionGamingOnline.com. They got 15% off Murders at Karlov Manor singles. They got Avatar: The Last Airbender. They've got Marvel Spider-Man, Edge of Eternities, and of course those Midgar lands. And I'll tell you what, you can get an even better deal for yourself when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. To play any deck, any format, get the cutting edge tech, the bleeding edge tier 0 archetype tech. You want to play the Lessons deck in Standard? Go for it. Rent it with Mana Traders. And then when that deck gets banned or rotated, then you just send the cards back. It wasn't your cards in the first place. You can support the channel using my coupon code Nikachu_JUP to get 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. And now back to the tap lands. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, let's see in. Balam Garden. Take this one, I guess. Turot says, does modal face card lands that always enter tapped like Glasspool Mimic count? I believe the front face. I believe we're going to be counting the front face. So it's officially like a creature. So I will say it will not count. So, yeah, I'm not going to count those because the front face is actually a creature. Balam Garden, Seed Academy. Now, this tap land adds a green or a blue. Now, for 7 mana, tap, transform this land. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each other town you control. And it transforms. We have a transforming land. Trying to be a little smart around here. It turns into Balam Garden Airborne now. It's a 5/4 vehicle. See, this is the difference. It's a land on the front and it's a weird thing on the back. Whenever Balam Garden attacks, draw a card. And it can also crew for 1. Everything should be crew for 1. Why do you need to be so big to crew vehicles? Come on, isn't like every vehicle just a bunch of buttons and stuff? Where am I going? Gotta retransform this thing. Okay, next super chat from Little MX Doom. What happened to like, oh, one more. Just one more. Another one. Also, I like Mortuary Mire. I'm paying attention now. You like all the swampy cards. This tap land. When it enters the battlefield, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Not exactly reanimation. It's like Vampiric Tutor for your graveyard. You just tutor from the graveyard back to the top of your deck. Next up, we've got Bryce, Guildless Commons. What is that? Okay, is that like peasants? That's what I'm guessing here. They're guildless, and they're like peasants. They're common people. Okay, I think it's a different. I don't know if this is what I thought it was. Guildless Commons enters the battlefield tapped. When Guildless Commons enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Tap to add. Oh, double colorless. So this is the crew land for colorless lands. Very sneaky. Who would want this though? Eldrazi decks? Maybe the Eldrazi decks. MX Doom is like, Nikachu has never played an aristocrat deck, and it shows. That is correct. I have never played. I am aware of them. I don't see them that much anymore. You know, the aristocrat decks, maybe they're still playable in Commander. I just don't see them in competitive play like I used to. They used to be really popular. We did Cloud Post already. It came late, so it was you might say it was one of the first ones. But I'll give you a hint. We didn't do the other one. We didn't do just a little bit of a hint. Oh, Turiat with Teleria West. This is a funny land because who the hell plays it? Like, I don't think anyone plays this like a land. Enters tapped for a blue, and it's got transmute for 3 mana. You can discard it to search your library for a card with converted mana cost 0, reveal it and put it in your hand. But you have to transmute as a sorcery. I think more people use this though as a 3 mana tutor than anything else. Put this into play as a land? Oh, blasphemy. Next up, Okay, Hexnor's trying to help me now. Guildless Commons. Card is uncommon, literally unplayable. There we go. That's right. What a blunder. Yeah, not a common. Flavor fail. How far was that? Oh, there was just one card to go. Actually uncommon. Should be guildless uncommons. All right, Jeff. How about a hideaway land? Yeah, we've done some hideaway lands, but we haven't done the Mosswort Bridge. Okay, what's this one? This is a hideaway for a land. Taps for a green and pay a green tap. You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if creatures you control have total power 10 or greater. Wow! So for a stompy deck, this is like nothing. It's also very nice art, I think. It's very green. It's very naturey. The big get bigger with this card. Okay, who else doesn't have a card? Liquid Soulfly. That doesn't enter the battlefield tap though, right? Kessig Wolf Run. Pretty sure that gets disqualified. Does not enter tapped. Must enter the battlefield tapped. We're looking at all the best lands that come to the play tapped here today. Okay, Christopher B. Now we're on to no 2 cards yet. Christopher B with Pit of Offerings. We did Bajuka Bog. Pit of Offerings enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 3 target cards from graveyards. It's not exactly Bajuka Bog, but it's not exactly not Bajuka Bog. Like, you know, if someone has only 3 cards in their graveyard, good enough. Tap, add 1 mana of any of the exiled cards' colors. Oh, so there actually is some incentive to hit any cards that have a color in them. Or maybe even a Wooburg card. Thank you for discarding your Sliver Queen. Don't mind if I offer my pit to it. Okay, William's still trying to get on this show here. Tarnation. What in Tarnation? Tarnation Vista. Tried to make this card work in Standard multiple times. I still think it has massive potential. All right. So you're working on it, are you? You're working on it. So when it enters the battlefield tapped, you have to choose a color. We add 1 mana of the chosen color and pay 1 tap for each color among monocolored permanents you control. Add 1 mana of that color. Oh! Yeah, so it's like almost like Shrine, what is it? Nyx? Something Nyx? Shrine to Nyx? Yeah, Nykthos. Shrine to Nyx. But instead of devotion, we're taking a look at just how many monocolored permanents you have in general. Pretty cool. Okay, well, next we've got Lil M. Another super chat from Lil MX Doom. Ishgard, the Holy Sea. This is another townland that's an adventure. Okay, how good is this one though? For 5 mana sorcery. Return up to 2 target artifact and or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. This is awful. This is just as bad as that last one. These are like very underwhelming abilities while still being a land at the same time. You're basically tapping out. You're like tapping out hard to play this card. Basically tapping out, and you don't impact the board at all. We're just returning cards back to our hand. But that was a super chat, so we're gonna have to count it. It's not so bad. Tarnation Vista is such bait. Okay, next up we've got Argentina. Did we not do? No, we Vesuva. I can't remember. Does the Vesuva enter the battlefield tapped? You may have Vesuva enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of a land on the battlefield. I mean, one of the best lands. It's a clone land. Anything that you can do, I can do better. Basically, I can do what you do, plus I can do me. Okay, Minkoa with Castle Arden. I think all these castles are going to end up being disqualified. The problem is with this land, enters the battlefield tapped unless you control planes. So it does not always enter the battlefield tapped. Yeah, they are underwhelming, but they are lands, you know, in response to this Ishgard thing. Yeah, but there's a lot of lands. There's a lot of underwhelming lands, too. Just says, Nikachu is my father, and this is the only time I get with him because I live in Venezuela and he lives in Canada. What the hell? Well, MXDoom says you can't state. Whoops. Let me get to a legal land. Vesuva. You can't staple an efficient spell to a land. You also get to play afterwards. Well, that's what they said about like the creatures. They put amazing creatures on top of amazing instants and sorceries, like Brazen Borrower, like Bone Crusher Giant was a huge staple for a very, very long time. Would Glass Pool short count? No, I'm not going to count those because the front face is technically a land. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let's see. Can I go advanced? Search for... I'm going to look up land. I'll put glass pool. Just go look up glass pool. See if glass pool mimic shows up. Maybe I got to count it. Showing one card, which includes glass pool and the card land. Hold on. What if I put glass pool... Mimic. Still okay, I guess I gotta count these. I guess I have to count them all. You know, if Gatherer says this thing is a land, I don't know how the hell this is a land. I guess it's a land. Okay, we're now gonna count these double-sided cards for some stupid reason. Glasspool Mimic, 3 mana for a clone. That's all it is. 3, but you can only clone your own stuff. Now, on the backside, it is a land that enters the battlefield tapped. So we're going to count these. Scryfall has spoken. All right? Scryfall is above me in some cases. Minkoa, Celestial Colonnade. Oh, yeah. How does no one mention these old-fashioned creature lands? Enters the battlefield tapped, add Azorius mana, also for 5 mana. Until end of turn, you can have a 4/4 white and blue elemental creature with flying and vigilance. This used to be so expensive, and now it's 50 cents. I can't believe it. How the mighty have fallen. Probably because there weren't that many on the market, and everyone needed it. We've got Askonur Mihaka with Susur. Secundi Void Altar. Another planet. We've almost gone around the entire universe on these planets. It's a tap land, tap for a black, and also you can station to 12 plus charge counters. Pay 2, tap, pay 2 life, sack a creature. Haven't I done enough? I thought I charged this thing to 12. Draw cards equal to the sack creature's power. Activate only as a sword. That is cool! That looks like it's good in a... This looks like actually this card goes directly in a green deck, a green stompy deck. Use those creatures to power it up, and then use this land to sack and draw a bunch of cards. Millions of cards. Next up, we got another super chat from Little MX Doom. Stomp is a land. Stomp. From what? Oh, Modern Horizons 3. Sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. This can't be any good, though. I've never heard of it until now. Not every card I've never heard of is a bad card, but I want to say this is a pretty bad card. Target creature you control deals... It's just a fight card. Creature or planeswalker you don't control. It's just a fight card. Okay, this is free, though. This is pretty free in the grand scheme of things. Next, let's get Bryce with Irrigation Ditch. Irrigation Ditch comes into play tapped and also taps for white. You can sack it to add a blue and a green to your mana pool. Very, very nice. It's similar. It's actually really similar to that Crystal Vein card. They got like a Crystal Vein in like every single color part of the color pie. Little MX Doom says, funny story, I thought Celestial Colonnade turned into an angel because of the new Doctor Who art and the name, and didn't realize until I tried to put it in an Angel's Kindred deck. Oh my god. No, it's an old card. Very, very old. I remember battling against that 16 years ago. Okay, we're on no 2 cards yet now, everyone. No 2 cards yet. We did Cryptic Spires, by the way, Jeff. It's been done. Oh, Hall of the Bandit Lord. This is a very good one. Oh, this reminds me, there's like a ton of powerful Kamigawa lands that enter the battlefield tapped. So this one is a legendary land. Tap to pay 3 life, add 1 mana to your mana pool, and if that mana was spent on a creature spell, it gets haste. It gets enchanted with the power of Sonic the Hedgehog. Kana wants Path of Ancestry. There's a lot of decks actually with Hall of the Bandit Lord. Like if you need to cast a creature, how do I put it? There's like imagine you cast Elvish Piper with this thing. You get to tap your Elvish Piper immediately and put the creature in play. So Hall of the Bandit Lord is like really good for surprise value by being able to dodge summoning sickness with a lot of your creatures. Okay, let's look at Path of Ancestry. It enters tapped, and tapped add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, we get to scry 1. And scrying 1 is consistent, and consistency is good. You mean similar Svelunite Temple? I guess that was the OG one, you're right. Crystal Vein enters untapped. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't notice that. Seems broken. Did we do this? Amiria the Sky. I think we did it. We did Amiria. Yeah, we did Amiria already. Sorry about the Hexenort. Give us another one. Another one. Another one. Felicia with Keldon Megalith. We've got enters the battlefield tapped at a red Hellbent for 2 mana. Keldon Megalith, deal 1 damage to target creature or player. Activate this ability only if you have no cards in hand, because you need to be Hellbent. Oh, so it just snipes every single turn. You know what? I can get behind this card. You have nothing left to do. And you're a red deck. You've really... you pissed your whole hand away. You have to do that. You have to do this. It's also... so once you're drained of resources, you can start pinging people. You can hit the players, right? To target creature? Absolutely, we can hit the players. And planeswalkers. Nova Mackenzie, have you done a read the card explains the card except when it doesn't type stream? That sounds like a good chaotic fun. We actually have, but we probably could do another one since I think I've been doing this show for like 4 years now. We've exhausted almost every single topic and idea, like almost every single one. So it's about time that we just like do the 2006 edition of all of them, you know what I mean? As if, you know, some of them aren't going to change. Also, there are some shows like there might be 200 cards available, but we only got through about 100 of them. But yeah, there's a lot of cards. Reading the card, it's not going to explain. It doesn't explain crap. Nothing at all. Nikachu, tell me how Chains of Mephistopheles work. No, I'm not. Cannot. It's like, it's Bowmasters, except it's not Bowmasters. It has something to do with putting cards on the bottom of your deck or into the graveyard or some nonsense like that. Okay, let's get another super chat from Little MX Doom. Maze's End. Oh, that's such a good card to end the show with. But it's not the end of the show. Tap for a colorless, pay 3 tap, return this land to its owner's hand. Search your library for a gate card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. If you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game. Oh, this is a good one. Halimar Depths. By Christopher B. Just add a color to each show now. I already do that! We had, like, you know, the best 1 mana red instance, the best 1 mana green instance. You know, like, I've tried to milk all the shows. Just 5 days a week. 5 days a week. 52 weeks a year! I've done my best. Okay, Halimar Depths, a land, enters tapped. When it enters, though, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. It's like a free ponder, so you don't draw the card. Also taps for a blue mana. Combo of colors. Yeah, maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's the trick. Minkoa says, reading the card doesn't explain the card show. Every Yu-Gi-Oh card. Do they do a lot of erratas in that game? They do a lot of erratas in Magic too. They like pretend that they don't, but they do. Like there's so many cards Like, if I show you Glistener Elf, where is it? Like, read this card. There's hidden words on this card, because this is not an elf warrior. This is a Phyrexian elf warrior. That's just how it is. Like, that. One awkward thing about that show now is, like, cards like this would all qualify. Or any random card that now got errated to human or something, you know what I mean? Or any legendary card that's not legendary anymore. Leslie, an Urban Retreat. Land enters tap. Add Bant colors. Pay 2. Return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. Put this card from your hand onto the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. What is this? Ninjutsu for lands? Land ninjutsu? Returns to... It's ramp, technically. Sort of. Yeah, this is ninjutsu land. This is a ninjutsu land. Best/worst erratas for mono green 3 CMC cards of 2006. Wow, that is super specific. I would constantly look at the year of cards. I would get constantly confused by any cards that got reprinted afterwards. I saw some Jeff with Tangle Pool Bridge. Classic combo with Chain of Acid and Archmage's Emeritus to draw your entire deck. Okay. Oh, it's indestructible. It's just an indestructible land. Actually, these see play because of the affinity decks. They actually see good play. I mean, of course, they'd like the untapped artifact lands, but if they can't get them, these tap lands also work. I'm pretty sure they're super popular in Pauper as well, but I can't remember. Mana fixing is mana fixing. Leslie with Urban... did we do... No, we did Urban Retreat. What did we not do? Oh, Turiat. This is the one I was thinking of earlier. Yeah, when they did the haste one. Untie Dake, the Cloud Keeper. So, this is a legendary land. You can pay 2. Sorry, tap, pay 2 life, and add 2 generic to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to play legendary spells, though. But still, it's a soul land. Soul land is a soul land. It's better than nothing. Okay, we got Christopher with the Crypt of Agadim. We did this one. We did already. You were there. Well, maybe you weren't there, actually. You showed up a little late. You're a little slow on the draw here, Christopher B. Okay, Argentina, Echoing Deeps. Is it Deeps or Depths? It's called Deeps. Is that like a grammar fail on Wizards? Although they don't usually do that. Okay, it's a cave. Whenever you may have Echoing Deeps enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of any land card in a graveyard, except it's a cave in addition to its other types. What does that mean, you may? What if I don't? Does it enter untapped? We did a MTG Green player starter pack show, but we haven't done all the other colors. I know, because it did so bad. You know what? I remember that. Yeah, it was supposed to be like, you know, all the beginner green cards. But the show did so unbelievably bad. Because I think a lot of the cards are obvious. It's untapped that taps receipt. Then it's disqualified. I want to say, I can't tell though. If you choose to have Echoing Deeps not copy anything, it enters the battlefield untapped. Okay, it's officially disqualified. It needs to be a land that always enters the battlefield tapped. Hexenort wants redemption. Leech Ridden Swamp. Swamp. Okay, this is a land that pay a black. It doesn't even tap for mana. Pay a black tap. Each opponent loses 1 life. Activate only if you control 2 or more black permanents. This doesn't even tap for... Oh, no, sorry. It does tap for mana. It's a swamp. What? You can fetch this thing out? Pay a black tap. Each opponent loses 1 life. Activate only if you control 2 or more black permanents. How hard is that? What's the blue one of this? What's the blue one in this cycle? This card looks incredible to me. By the way, where was the blue commander deck thing ended up? Oh, I'm slowly piecing together the cards. It's a bit messy though. Yeah, we did Mirror Pool. Eventually, we'll probably have some gameplay of that commander deck as I get the cards. And my friends want to record the commander games. We did Dakmor Salvage. Yeah, we did Dakmor Salvage. We did Mirror Pool. The blue one are the Moonring Island. I just want to see what this is. Moonring Island. Because I don't think that leech-ridden swamp is that bad. For a card I've never heard of. This is old. Comes to play tap. Pay a blue tap. Look at the top card of target player's library. That could be me. Play this ability only if you control 2 or more blue permanents. That one's bad, you know, because the problem is, you know, this is just a worse surveil land. For the most part. Okay, Will Anderson. Do we look at the Dwarven Hold? No. Show me the Dwarven Hold. Is it the Dwarven Chokehold? Wow, they took forever to finish that cycle. Dwarven Hold is a tap land. You may choose not to untap your Dwarven Hold during your untap phase. Put a storage counter on it instead. Tap, remove X storage counters from Dwarven Hold. Add an amount of red equal to X to your mana pool. Weird. Very strange. Chris Review says, Mad Blind Mountain for the worst of these. Oh my God. This is the best show, not the worst show. Mad Blind Mountain. We're gonna have like the worst tap lands in Magic the Gathering. Pay a red, tap, shuffle your library, play this ability roll. All it is shuffling your library. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, but we'll have another land. We should probably have another show with the worst lands that come into play tapped. Oh, Sappers and Scary, the one I play. I couldn't remember the name at the time. Enters the battlefield tap with 2 depletion counters. Tap, remove a depletion counter, add double blue to my mana pool. And when there's none left, no depletion counters, well, I'm going to lose my Sappers and Scary. I almost bought another land that looks like this land from Masks block, but it's not it. Yeah, we looked at the Ebon Stronghold. In fact, I believe we looked at it twice. Or did we? You're making me second guess myself. So many cards sound the same. Oh, we didn't look at this one. Sorry, no, we did not look. We did not see this one. So it comes into play tapped out of black, but we can also sack it to add double black to our mana pool. This is from what, Fallen Empires? Fallen Empires. They sort of sprinkled this cycle across the history of Magic the Gathering. David Sampson, Carol Atoll. Midist? Saying this is like a mid card. I don't know what this... Carol... I don't know what this card is. Sappers and Cove is the bad one you saw. Very bad. Rakdos... Oh, you're probably right. Oh, Sappers and Cove. You're right. Mercadian Bazaar was the first tapped land I owned. Really? Hold on, what was this? Mercadian Bazaar. A little off topic here, but we're near the end of the show anyway. Oh, this is that. Oh, we already saw this land. Yeah. Or no, maybe we didn't. Storage land, tap, remove any number of storage counters from Mercadian Bazaar. Add 1 red to your mana pool for each storage counter removed this way. Oh, this card's terrible. You spelled it wrong. Coral, not Carol. Where was that? Okay, hold on. Coral Atoll. Coral Atoll. Oh, you're right. Okay. Thank you very much. Corlital enters the battlefield tapped. When Corlital enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you unless you return an untapped island you control to its owner's hand. That's weird. Oh, so okay, it's a Karoo land. You have to sack it? Did any of those other lands force you to sacrifice it? I mean, at the worst, you just return. Well, you have to return an island. You can't even return this land back to your hand. It's almost like they fixed this thing to a very large degree. As you control, and it has to be an untapped island. Anything for more lands. Oh, I like this one. Turiat, Thawing Glaciers. But it was it's more of a card that was good way back in the day. This card's sort of worthless today. This is a Vintage Masters edition. Okay, enters the battlefield tapped. Does not add mana. Pay 1, tap search your library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Return this land to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next cleanup step. You know what? This card is so bad. It does. Honestly, I don't even know how this card was good back then, because pre-modern doesn't play this card. It's just too slow. It's good in a standard environment where everything is glacially slow, if you know what I mean. Rakta says, have we done a best card to force on an opponent? What the hell does that mean? I'm open to the idea, but you got to explain yourself a little bit. While you explain yourself, I'm going to look at Christopher B's exclusive nightclub. Yep, we looked at the Hall of the Bandit Lord. You bandit, you. The hell is this? Oh, it's a Spider-Man card. Oscorp. We looked at Oscorp Industries already. The same thing. We literally looked at this card. Okay, exclusive nightclub. How is it? No, exclusive nightclub. Here's your exclusive nightclub. How about triomes? Oh, how did we didn't get a single triome today. In Datha triome. Holy moly. That would almost be embarrassed. Yeah, we didn't do one triome. No one had the courage to mention a triome. They just assumed that they were already done already. Yeah, enters the battlefield tap, cycle for 3. I can't remember what the debate was around triomes when they first came out. It was debatable. It was these are busted, these are terrible. If I'm not playing, there were some people that were trying to make the argument that there were dual lands out there with cycling of 2, and they're like, well, if these dual lands are not seeing play, then why would the 3-color ones see play? But turns out the 3-color ones are just much better than the 2-color ones. The Capenna triomes peeve me off to no end because they're literally buildings. Not plains, not swamps, not forests. Literally a building. Yeah, like a lot of basic lands that we see out of Wizards these days. They make it's a forest, but it's actually a temple of some sort. An island, but it's either a river or some sort of sky city or something, The lands aren't what they used to be. They're power crept sanctums, arcane sanctum. Could be right. Let's get another one from Lestian. Command bridge. An ETB land, when this land enters, sack it unless you tap an untap permanent you control. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Seems like a very, very conditional City of Brass of some sort. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much anymore. They made pizza lands in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they've been doing this for a long time. The lands just aren't what they used to be. Thanks everyone for being here today. As usual, we do the show 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on weekdays. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or even Super Chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, my coffee crew, for being here today. People like David Sampson, Will Anderson, Lestian, Min, Koa. We got Jeff, Kano, Little Deadfly, Old Boy, Hedgeman, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.